Alright, let me take you back to a simpler time. A wilder time. The 90s. When kids like me were practically raised outdoors. This TeeJ Tail is based on true events from my childhood in Montana. Let's just say, kids in the 90s were built a little different. It was the middle of a hot summer break, and my dad, the classic man's man, was in his element. His summer project, building a massive rock garden. I'm talking giant rocks, heavy equipment, the whole 9 yards. This was his idea of family bonding. You'd see him plowing the field, sifting out rocks, and creating this gigantic pile. Even my grandma was out there pushing a wheelbarrow like an absolute legend. And me? I was living the 90s country kid dream, plinking cans with my trusty pump-action BB gun. I'd spend hours just shooting at stuff. After one session, I set the gun down on the picnic table. The only problem? I'd already pumped it up for the next shot and completely forgot. This is what we call foreshadowing. Just as I was enjoying my freedom, Dad, drenched in sweat, calls me over. TJ, come help with these rocks. So, I grabbed the wheelbarrow, overload it way beyond my scrawny 13-year-old strength, and start wobbling my way across the yard. I made it maybe 30 feet before the whole thing tipped over, spilling rocks everywhere. I muttered to myself, "Oog, I feel like I'm in a prison." My dad overheard me. He casually walked over to the picnic table, saw my BB gun, and picked it up. Not knowing it was pumped and ready to go, he struck a pose like a prison guard, holding the gun up in the air. "If you're in prison," he said with a smirk, "then what does that make me?" I turned around, annoyed, and shouted back, "What? A jerk?" Big mistake. In a split-second, slow-motion comedy moment, he dropped the gun to his hip like some Wild West gunslinger. His finger hit the trigger. Pee! A sound that echoed through the entire backyard. I felt this sharp sting in my inner thigh and I went down. I'm talking full-on, horror movie scream, collapsing to the grass in a heap of dramatic agony. My mom screamed from the kitchen window. What happened? Dad's tough guy persona evaporated instantly. He went from prison guard to oh crap, oh crap, oh crap in 0 seconds flat. I was writhing on the ground, convinced the BB had lodged itself deep inside my leg. The pants were ripped. A welt was already forming. I was sure this was the end. After all the panic, I finally pulled down my pants to reveal a gnarly welt and a tiny blood blister. No BB inside. Dad kept insisting, it wasn't pumped up? I swear. But the scar I still have to this day says otherwise. So, what's the moral of this TeeJ Tail? Well, first, if your dad asks, what does that make me? Maybe don't immediately call him a jerk. Second, always unload your BB guns. And finally, never, ever underestimate a 90s dad with a prop. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more true-ish stories soon.